Good, my favorite confusion. We're live.
I see. Okay, right. That's what that was about. I was like, what? Snitch? What? Who? What?
Sneaky snitch.
I
We're live.
see. Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of The Mind of the Martyr. Episode 94, I believe. Unless I heard that wrong.
94.
Okay, cool. God, we're getting so close to the big one. And I definitely have something 100% planned. Absolutely. 100%.
I no longer
Anyway.
believe you.
Anyway. Uh, Let's go ahead and jump into the session in just a moment. Do want to very, very quickly just chat about a few folks that help keep us going here at Friends Who Roll Dice. One of those you would have seen an advert for just a moment ago. We are affiliated with Dice Envy. You can check out the link, which is in the chat at the moment that I can see in the corner of my eye. Yeah, grab yourself some fantastic dice. You'll be supporting an independent company. You'll be supporting us. And let's be honest, you always need dice. Always. Especially if you have a jar, like someone I know, that is filled to the brim with.
I'm just saying, I am a dragon. There are things that I hoard.
We are also affiliated with the wonderful folks at Grinding Coffee Co., a Black LGBT plus owned coffee company. You can go ahead and check them out at Grinding Coffee Co. The link is in the site there. Yeah, throw in FWRD for some money off your order. They have a whole fantastic range of various different kinds of coffees, various different kinds of blends, flavors, and sample packs as well if you want to try a little bit of everything. So yeah, go ahead and check them out. And of course, we are a Roll20 ambassador stream. Roll20 is an online toolset that allows you to bring pen and paper RPGs online. It allows us to play, even though we are multiple countries, for some of us, away. They're a fantastic resource. They are a fantastic group that also showcase a whole bunch of fantastic independent creators in the space as well, and some of the lesser known games too. So if you want to go ahead and jump on, head to roll20.net. You can sign up for free and get playing straight away, or you can you can pay for a pro package that gives you a whole bunch of extra cool perks. So yeah, go ahead and check them out at roll20.net. This is how we roll. Okay, cool. With all of that settled, let's go ahead and jump into things here. Who wants to go ahead and recap what happened last session?
I need to grab writing utensils, so I'll be right back.
Convenient. Convenient. This is what happens when we don't talk about the recap before the session happens, because it's like everyone just suddenly goes, tear in headlights.
We blew up a building.
You did. You did indeed blow up a building.
Kimi's character Hiroki did a really cool action star ride motorcycle down blowing up hallway, a Kira slide through portal at last second. I'm taking all of the mounts back on foot and everyone else to word of recall to go home with the Parla Arcanaya, not Arcanaya, that's a different game. Luna Cerritos.
I was going to say, that's a different campaign, and I recognize that name.
The Luna
and I am not taking credit for it.
The Luna Cerritos member, they were recalled back to get some interrogation time in, and I'm walking the mounts back, and that's kind of it.
Indeed. Mostly just wrapping up from the combat last session, from when we a lot of damage was received, a lot of damage was dealt, and there is now a melted pile of ashes in the extra melted pile of ashes that is that building for the most part. Yeah. So, jumping into the scenario here. Word of recall does indeed successfully go off. you all find yourselves just outside of Stonehaven. Stonehaven is a little less busy than you would expect. There is a few new faces immediately that you can see by the gate. A few individuals in blue robes, blue and silver, which seem to have this small mechanical pylon that seems to be just sat there, and you would recognize this as the same diffusing technology as you saw in Scythia. Able to break through disguises and to remove illusions and illusion magics and things like that. And able to detect creatures from other planes. So there's a little kind of checkpoint almost that's set up just before the main gates, and you can indeed see a few of the guards that you recognize around the outside of Stonehaven itself. You will arrive with Torn and Parla in tow. Is there anything specific that you would like to cover here during Nawi's trip back? Because it's going to take a little while for her to get back. I don't know whether you wanted to investigate and chat with Parla straight away, or whether we were waiting for Nawi. I don't quite remember what the plan was.
Mara plans on having the wizards just check her real quick and then taking her to the queen. We can question her there.
Sure.
Because we don't have holding facilities for evil people.
Don't we live in a refurbished fort?
So
Yes,
refurbished.
But we refurbished
now,
it.
Yeah.
Held on to like a cell.
Maybe.
Okay,
What's someone's room?
There was a training area or something that Oren had, but I don't know about like spells. I can't remember.
I thought the cells were someone's room.
Besides, I'd rather have her there and have the queen know of her as soon as possible, just because if something happens and she suddenly dies, I don't want it to be our fault.
Pass the buck.
Exactly.
It's not our fault.
CYA.
You're welcome. It's your problem now.
Yeah. We took this person from a place we blew up, so here you go.
You sent us to do a thing. Here is the thing.
This was the consequence.
We did the thing.
This is the consequence of our actions. You're welcome.
Beautiful stuff. Cool. Anything that people wanted to do in Stonehaven while you were here before we kind of smash cut to Scythia then?
I want to check on the eggs. The phoenix
I keep
eggs.
forgetting we have those.
Okay. You want to go ahead and check on the eggs? Okay. So
I'll go talk to them in like a motherly voice.
You make your way through Stonehaven. Head to the stable section. The little like it's less of a stable and more of a menagerie at this point. There's quite the mixture of animals that are being looked after. A lot of like stray creatures that have been picked up and are being nursed back and given back to the environment and things like that. And you do of course see all the spaces where your mounts will eventually be returned. And there's a door at the back which has always held the eggs and has served as kind of an incubator. You see that it's currently got this large, simplistic but recent padlock on the front. And as you take a quick moment before you kind of get a chance to do anything else, you get a small tap on your shoulder. Just, yes, sorry, things have gotten a little much around here, a little busy. How are you doing, Jack? You're right. Nice to see you. And
We've been gone for 24 hours. What the hell?
you see
We like
the
walked there. We were gone a long
older
time.
you see the older face of Lillian, who is your beastmaster here at Stonehaven.
Okay.
And you can see she's looking a little frazzled. There's like, as a more kind of fur inclined shifter, she has kind of like little frays, little like burn marks, and like scorched hairs like all across the back section. There's like multiple little messy ponytails that have kind of just been thrown up and just to kind of get hair out of the way. She just looks towards you a little kind of, was there something you needed at all?
I just was checking on the eggs, but I see there's a padlock.
Yes. Well, I decided to take a bit of a closer look at the eggs, and there's an old recipe for an old ointment that I have picked up in my days, and I thought that perhaps these animals would be a bit too elementally inclined for it to work, but I thought I'd give it a go anyway, and then they hatched, and now I don't know what to do because they are bouncing off the walls.
Wait, what did you give them? I think I missed that.
Oh, it's just reaches down into this small little satchel, pulls out this small tincture of like almost like a sandy colored, quite viscous fluid. It's just I just thought I'd make some of this, and it's like a heating agent. You put it on eggs to help speed up the process, and it's usually used for, like birds, like chickens and things. I thought since they were eggs that perhaps they would work, and they did.
So it worked. What's the problem that's happening? So they hatched and they're energetic and
a bit too much.
well,
a
let
bit.
them free. They gotta get that energy out, like, right? You think?
Slowly hands you the key. Is just, you can go ahead. No worries. No problem at all.
How
yes.
much damage have they done to you? Just so I'm prepared.
Some frayed hairs, some heating, and a little bit of damage to the clothes, but nothing much.
Okay, I will cast on myself the elemental thing.
One was a regular fire phoenix and the other was electro.
No, we have ice and electric, I believe. One sec, let me see what this is called. I don't want to type on stream.
You're good. No worries. Yeah, any other business that people wanted to cover in Stonehaven? Just want to make sure that people have a chance if they would like to.
We've been gone, what, 3 days?
Yeah, it's not been too long.
Because it took us we stopped in Genzo.
Stayed there for a day.
For a night. And then, yeah. So
It's probably been about 2 days, maybe less.
Okay.
Not much. Not much.
If things
We
really
don't have time
fell
for
to
dinner,
shit,
so Yeah,
Okay.
no, there's nothing Mara wants to do.
We have more important things to do.
Unfortunately.
Sometimes that's just how it is, unfortunately. Okay.
But I would have the wizards restrain Parla.
Okay. Yeah, she does, like, she goes through their process just fine. And they gotta look at you as just saying that, like, we don't exactly have a, it's not, pauses, pulls out a small little,
It's like, are you not part of the security forces? You have something.
we are, but usually we would just, cast a spell and teleport them into a cell. It would be nice and easy, but unfortunately,
Well,
we're kind of out of our comfort
cast.
zone here.
Well then, watch her, and we will leave with you in a few moments after we take care of a couple things.
just standing there like, this isn't our job. What are you doing? Bless him. How's that spell looking, Jack?
So it would just be absorb elements, but it's a reaction, so I won't cast it until after I.
Got you. Wonderful.
So I take the key and I wait for Lillian to leave. I'm assuming that
She's already taken 10 steps back. She's gone.
Yes.
She's out of there.
Yes.
As soon as you took the key and the conversation ended, she was gone.
Okay. So I'll slowly open the door.
Okay.
Actually, I can turn into an animal.
You can talk to them.
I can talk to them
say,
too.
hey, what's
But
up?
maybe once they see someone that's like them, they'll be like, oh, this is fine. We're just gonna fly around and I can like keep an eye on them. Yeah, so I'm gonna turn into also a phoenix like them after I like open the door a little bit, and I'll just turn into a phoenix and then I can't fly. A non-flying phoenix.
I was gonna say, yeah, you ground phoenix.
Yes. Earth phoenix.
You can wild shape into the closest approximation of a phoenix that your wild shape will allow you to be, and head inside. As soon as you do so, does a 17 hit you?
Nope. Or actually, as a phoenix, it probably does.
True. You would take, as a phoenix, a whopping 1 point of damage.
Like, whoa, hey, chill.
As a small little bolt of purple electricity just suddenly kind of like heads towards the door and kind of like catches you as you're stepping in. You see inside what was this kind of like small broom cupboard turned incubation room is now housing one tiny at the very back ice covered bird that seems to be just nesting and relaxing and almost seems like half asleep until you would have come in, where it seems to have kind of like woken up and it has one eye kind of pointed towards you. There's this small kind of coldish aura that sits around it, and your look against this kind of small kind of white blue light is broken by this small purplish bolt that kind of is bouncing across sections of the wall here, and you see again a very much similar, this purple pink kind of bird, but this time very not agitated. They don't look angry or in pain at all. They just seem incredibly excited. They're kind of just ducking around here and there. There are scorch marks across the walls, these small kind of teeny tiny little like line burns from where electricity has scratched across certain sections. And it seems to be just bouncing around, having the time of its life.
So from the doorway, like what's the closest way, like does it just go directly outside, or it's like kind of like a hall, kind of like an exterior hallway, or
As in walking into this room.
like if they were to come out, like would they be able to just get like
Okay.
out
It's like a
out, or is
small,
it like a
like a stable almost. There's kind of like this
Yeah.
awning above, and then it's
Okay.
just like
Open.
out into the open air.
Okay, so I will this will be easier just as me, so I'll turn back into myself, and then I'll like open the door, and then I'll tell them, do you want to test your wings outside?
The little purple blob stops, floats there for a
I
moment.
just like put my hands out to like let them come into my hands if they want.
You see them kind of almost vibrate a little in place. They look towards their friend, who still kind of looking at you with a chill eye, and then just slowly sinks back into their little nap for about 3 seconds, perhaps,
Did
until
you
the
just-
purple bird flies over and starts pecking at it and trying to pull it and trying to wake it up from its sleep. There's this whole like little cartoonish moment where the two birds are just like basically arguing between each other until the ice bird finally kind of gives up, gives way, and reluctantly spreads its little wings out, and they both fly over to you and place
Did you
themselves.
describe the ice phoenix as chill?
Yep.
Okay, that
Maybe.
wasn't
I'm
deliberate.
leaving.
Maybe.
Goodbye.
Chill eye. I did catch that.
Have a good night. Goodbye.
Yeah, gone.
Okay, that wasn't deliberate.
Was it
I'm
not?
ashamed of that. I'm ashamed it wasn't deliberate. Damn.
The chill
yeah,
one
but
and
yeah,
the energetic
both
one
birds do eventually make
waits.
their way to you. They sit in your hands. Again, the little purple one is kind of vibrating and just very clearly excited, looking around, and the ice one kind of just calmly settles.
Would you say that the purple one is vibrating with energy?
So I'll take them out to like an open space, and then I guess like with a tree, but then otherwise just like open, and then just let them do whatever they want to do. Like just put them down, and I'll druid craft a little birdhouse in the tree out of like twigs and stuff, so that the sleepy one, the chill one, can go in there if they want. But then I'll be very like supportive, like, okay, so just flap, like just jump, and then like you're gonna flap, like, okay, and then I'll try to catch them.
This is adorable. As soon as you step out, you begin making this kind of like small little house. The purple one is immediately like up and gone and in the sky, and just tracing all these small little electrical lines across the sky, ducking between all the little gaps in Stonehaven, like dashing around little sections, flying through the little kind of like open parapets, and just kind of being just you know, a small bird that's just been let out into a huge world. The ice one, a bit less so. They are curious, but they seem to be kind of rooted in your hands a little bit. They seem to be a little more cautious, a little more careful, kind of looking around the close exterior before looking out to beyond. But eventually they do also get up and stretch their wings out and also take flight for a moment. Seem to be more of a passing look, I guess. They seem to go more into a glide as they get a certain height up and just kind of begin to circle the area slowly.
And I'll tell the group chat that all the phoenixes have hatched, and we are doing flying instruction in the courtyard.
want to come see. I'll head to the courtyard.
I feel like that one's in the middle of making or restocking some medicine, and you just get from her, I'm sorry, what?
They're both, yeah, they're I don't know, Lillian gave them some hot ointment and now they're hatched. I don't exactly know, but they've got personalities already.
Destructive personalities or constructive personalities?
Well, what is construction without destruction?
A lot.
Wow, that was deep, Jack.
Well, the ice one's like more reserved, and the electric one's, well, electric. It's energetic. It's got a lot of energy.
I feel like this is when Jack Randa sends like a video through the through the group
Yeah.
chat, you know?
Ooh. It's like, wait, no, don't go there.
Little like 30-second clip through the group chat. I like it. Okay. So Akemi, as soon as you hear this, Akemi, Hiroki, it's because I'm looking at the names down here
Yeah.
instead of looking at the usual notes I have. Hiroki, apologies. You decide to head into the courtyard. And as you do so, before you even kind of get under the main gate, you can see the slight kind of purplish pink flashes across the, like, just above you. And stepping on through, you indeed see the same thing that Jacaranda sees. This small kind of zippy electrical bird that seems to be just trying to take in as much of it as it can, as fast as it can. And this slow, delicate and curious, icy, white-blue bird that is just kind of circling above. And Jack making a treehouse. A little birdhouse.
I want to play tag, quote unquote, with the purple lightning one, and I think I want to cast dancing lights and then just have it so that there's like various targets of light that light up in different colors that the thing can bounce around between.
It's like a weird game of pinball. I like it. Exactly. Just perfect.
And like as it runs into one, I'll make it change color to a different color, and yeah.
Love it. A little bit of play as folks are restocking things, but eventually the creatures do calm themselves and return to a little bit more of a resting self. They do indeed take both solace and refuge in the little home that you've made them, Jack, even if it ends up being permanent, temporary, who knows right now, but they seem to be comfortable for the most part.
Hey,
They both...
Jacaranda, should we give them names, or should we ask them, or can you ask them if they have names?
You're muted.
It notified me as soon as I started talking. Do you have names? Or want names? Do you like concepts?
I think both birds give you a bit of a, like, I don't know if birds can give you weird looks, but they do.
Absolutely. Absolutely they can.
Yeah, they both give you a questioning look.
Are there any like target type things in the area?
target, was that?
Yeah, like targets, like
Okay, like a little
practice.
training area. Yeah, there'll be
Yeah.
a bunch. Nawi would have, like, if Nawi's staying, there would be a target range.
Yeah, so
somewhere.
I'll like cast frostbite at one of the targets and be like this is frostbite. Do you like that concept? It could be a name for you if you like.
The ice one pops up, kind of just looks at you casting that, sticks its head out of the little house to look, looks towards you, looks back, and just kind of sleepily returns back to the resting stance that it was at.
Like, okay, so no on frostbite. I don't really have any other cool ones. Oh, this is ice knife. So ice knife. The thing, like that could be a name.
How about chill?
I think I like chill.
That's like naming a gray cat Smokey or a white cat Snowball. No.
Like we'll work on it. For now, we'll just say hey you and point.
Thing 1 and thing 2. Those are
Yeah.
Those are Dawan's suggestions.
We could name one flight and one navigator.
They're not good names. We're not
No,
gonna come
they're
up
not.
with names.
Party's just like, we'll workshop it. We'll workshop it.
We'll leave
We
it.
can remind you of Logan, who was known as Perhaps.
Perhaps, yes.
Yes.
Stop letting us name things. Just be
Yeah.
like, yes, I have a
Yes,
name.
I have a name. It is Northendrill.
Mara would cast Speak with Animals on herself. Have you eaten?
They'll nod.
Oh, what do you eat? Like mice? Rats?
Concepts.
Concept.
Concepts make good names.
Not inaccurate. Well, I mean, you would know that phoenixes are omnivores.
So just whatever they
So they
feel
can
like
eat
eating.
whatever they find. Yeah, they can, whether they be just pecking at grain or hunting creatures, they're good at surviving.
Okay, so this can be your home if you want it to be your home. If you don't want it to be your home, you can make your home wherever you want. But I personally would like if this was your home too. So I hope you enjoy your stay and welcome to being alive out of an egg.
Jesus Christ.
Weren't we waiting on someone from the Vale to come take care of them?
Yeah, I believe someone was supposed to be coming, yes.
That knows how to take care of phoenixes. Phoenix,
Yes.
Phoenix.
And it'll
Knows how
end
to
up
take
being
care of
Nawi's
phoenix.
mom, but that's problem for
Don't say
different-
that? Why would you say that? Why would you put that?
Because
put
it's
that-
going to happen.
Don't put that
It's-
evil on
Your
me, Ricky
mom's
Bobby.
gonna show up and be like, oh.
Well, go look to one.
Oh God.
Ah,
I'm
dear.
gonna read my aura and your aura and be like, why did my daughter almost die again?
Alrighty. With some playtime done, with the birds looked after, we can go ahead and kind of smash cut
Mhm.
over to Scythia. Nothing has really changed from last time in the city itself. So you make your way down the path that you've already tread many a time, and the guards and such seem to be expecting you as you are let fully into and kind of escorted towards the throne room proper this time. And as the big doors open, the multiple guards on the left and the right stand as the carpet leads both to the throne and to this large kind of decorative area that some of you have seen once before. Hiroki, it's the first time in the throne room. It is just this huge, beautiful, immaculate, the kind of throne room you would expect a large fantasy queen to have. It is, as I say, filled with guards that are stretched all across the carpet leading up and kind of creating this corridor of people almost. Sitting on her throne, the first time in a while, in the kind of silver blue royal dress that you saw her with the first time you had met her, is Queen Elowen. She pauses for a moment before she realizes who it is as you step through the door, and there's a slight sigh as the regal and formal demeanor laxes into more of a friendly body language. And she smiles and nods. Friends, you have returned. You seem to have a slight difference in your party.
Mission accomplished.
Now he's fine, by the way. Just bringing your mounts.
That was going to be my first question, but thank you for waylaying that concern.
And this person is a member of the Luna Cerritos, supposedly not infected by
Galerki.
Influenced.
A
I feel like
Ramathun.
influenced
is
by infected, influenced
it's all
by
the same.
same.
You've been infected with bad.
By outside forces.
Right.
They seem pretty nice so far, but it could be an act just to get here. So maybe like if we could get some security people around.
We did
Oh, her name's Parla.
Debook them?
Yeah, but I mean, you never know what kind of tricks people have. They could not. I mean, what if they are like a dragon or something?
Well, she said her name was Parla. We blew up the. We went to the Deadlands. Found a bunch of chimeric animals. Blew up the facility in the Deadlands. Except it wasn't actually there, but it was connected to there.
And to another there.
Oh yeah, there was another there.
Another
There
there.
were glowing crystals that controlled the theirs. And then we came home.
I feel like as this story is as like the events are being recounted, Dalwyn's just gonna pull out like everything she's collected in conjunction to that part of the story, you know? Like we debooked her, here's the book, and there are some theirs and crystals, here are the crystals. Here's a jar of goo.
Oh, and there's a dragon skeleton.
Oh, that's on its way.
I couldn't fit that in the bag of holding.
Now he's bringing it.
I so do love your recaps and reports.
Listen, mission accomplished. How's everything else going?
I would prefer not to go into things with present company withstanding. Kind of looks towards Parla, leans down, just to the guard closest to her. Just in case, could you go ahead and fetch me a few extra men and possibly let Sinclair know about the current situation? Thank you. I'm glad to see you're all well, at the very least. I'm hoping that Naoi's trip is an uneventful one. As for this individual, step forward. You see Parla very gracefully give a short, slow bow before stepping a few steps forward. Parla Secure, at your service, Your Majesty. There's another slow, respectful bow. What's everyone's passive insight? I think I've asked this
20.
already, but I keep forgetting to write it
19.
down.
20.
12, like a normal human.
13.
Mars is
Thank you.
paranoid, Kay.
Thank you, normal numbers. Thank you.
Okay, so Mara and Jacaranda, you see 19 was the DC. So with the slightest moment, there is a split second of recognition across Queen Elowen's face. Just a second. Before she... Right, and you were saying that this is a member of the Lunas Soritas, one that we have not already met. Correct?
Well, we've met her. but
This
you haven't met her.
is her tale. Whether it's true or not. I mean, she had the book. We took her sword. We did take her sword, right?
We did
Yeah.
take her sword.
It's in
We
the
took her sword.
bag.
Parla simply nods. That is indeed correct. I am weaponless, I am bookless, they have checked, and I am indeed a member of the Lunas Soritas, and I am indeed not directly affiliated with Matrona Viliaki.
Well, I don't believe she's weaponless, but we did take her sword.
I think she's at this point not hostile to us, at least. So far.
Seems pretty nice to me.
She also gave us like her 3 daggers. She like showed us where as a reminder to everybody.
Yeah.
I do not wish to speak out of turn, but I just saw you I heard you absolutely obliterate someone who is 60 years my junior, sorry, and far, far more capable than I ever was. I could maybe take out 2 of you before I would be slain myself. Maybe. I don't exactly. I like living, believe it or not. It's quite nice. So,
I mean,
don't
but to be
plan on
fair,
dusting.
she had a wussy sword. She didn't have a real Lunas Soritas blade at this point. So
Also, Raleigh and I had beef. We don't have beef.
There's a small smile that comes across Parla's face. It is a genuine one. She nods and looks back towards Elowen as Elowen rises from the throne, takes a few steps down the steps and a few steps forwards towards you. Right. Well, that's good at the very least. It is positive to know that this room will not have to be stained with any more Lunas Soritas blood. Especially after the first time. Come then. Let's speak somewhere a little more enclosed. Just in case. She nods towards you all. And as she walks past, she kind of just taps Torn on the shoulder once. Pauses for a moment, kind of just nods. Continues on. Not too far this time, I promise. Just a left down this hallway.
Can I just ask one question?
She stops at the doors.
Parla said that they like to be alive, and I was just wondering, like, what the favorite thing about being alive is. just so we know, like, what they're going for, what's keeping them going.
You wanna ask why she gets up every day? Parla, what makes you wake up every day and get out of bed? What makes you not think this is it? What like around the common
What makes
collective
you
It's
keep
like,
going?
did Jacaranda just threaten her?
looks her in the eyes. Why do you even get out of bed anymore, Parla?
You said
Okay,
you like
Parla,
to be
what's
alive.
the meaning of
I love
life?
that.
No, I mean,
Friendship.
what's the meaning of
Specifically,
your life?
do you like about being alive?
A smile creeps across Elowen's face as her head turns back. Just, I don't think you're in a position, Parla Circule, to deny anyone's questions here, so go ahead and answer. Parla pauses for a moment, and a small smile kind of comes across her face. You almost can see memories playing back through her eyes for just a moment as she looks directly towards you, Jack. Family, friends, and hope are the only two things that, well, three things that exist, I guess. Depends on whether you believe family and friends to be the same thing, but that's why I continue. I strive to enjoy everything I have, and I also strive to make sure that their lives are as complete as possible.
As Parla is answering this, Mara knocks on Queen Elowen's head and says, if you ever need an enforcer, Jacaranda is your person.
I was gonna say, I assume psychically. I assume
Yeah,
you're just
psychically,
wandering
yes.
over there.
He's like, what's happening? Does it seem like that's like the truth, like of like what Parla said? Actually,
Roll me an
what?
insight check.
Insight check.
Oh,
Yeah, roll me an insight check.
Hiroki will
inside.
not insight, but he's like, Parla, I like you.
So that's gonna be a.
She turns towards you and gives you a smile, Hiroki.
Where is insight? Oh, so that's gonna be 24.
24. Okay.
Yeah.
There is no real hint of lies or malice or deception in her words. A little bit of wistfulness, perhaps, but she's telling the truth.
Okay, that's a good reason. Thank you.
And she's going to hunt down all of your family and friends.
If you betray us.
No hope. No friends. No, Jack really was just curious. Like she wasn't meaning it to sound creepy.
Okay,
It was just...
but like, imagine Parla's point of view, right? There's a 7-foot plus size living tree that's just like, why do you live?
Well, Jack's trying to find out why she's alive. So she's like, why do you like it? Why do you like to be alive?
If you're not skilled in
No.
intimidation, I think you are now.
I think you should be.
It's happening.
Brilliant. Elowen leads you to a room, as she said, just a left across the hall. There's a multitude of doors, both to the left and right, but she leads you to the one straight on as the as the building kind of stops in an L intersection. The door opens up and she taps this small kind of like stone button on the side. You can see a small blue flash as she steps in, and the room itself inside seems kind of just like a normal, like almost tea room It's kind of a small meeting room. It's not a whole lot of furnishing in here, but it's nice what is in here. There's a window leading out towards the garden. There's a few sets of chairs, there's a few bookshelves, a few tables. There seems to be a small setup of just basic kind of tea and finger food that's already on the table. She steps in, takes a seat herself, and as all of you kind of filter into the room, you can see a couple more soldiers have followed you down the corridor. And as soon as the last one of you steps in, one of them kind of nods towards you as a group and closes the door. So, you brought back an interesting capture.
Wait, is Parla in the room with us?
Yes.
Okay.
So it is all of you, Parla, Torn, Elowen. You're all there, and she's sitting at this like round table, which has like just enough space for everyone to sit, but it's very clearly not quite enough. It's a very kind of like it's just there for basic decorations mostly. Yeah. So you've brought back an enemy fighter here. They don't particularly seem to be aggressive. You don't seem to be aggressive. I'm hoping that's because you actually want to help and not because this is all part of some incredibly long plot. You went ahead and brought her here for a reason. Was there anything specifically that you wanted to talk with her about in a more private space before I went ahead and asked my own questions? I feel like since you did all the work, you should get to first say.
She did tell us how to free all the animals that were being trapped at the not facility that was there, but this other there that was there.
Interesting.
I mean, truthfully, we brought her here because the Luna Cerritas end up looking for her. I mean, you have more men than we do.
And we did kind of
as they all want to do.
Take her. Not against her will, because she came with us willingly, but
we do have questions, but it's kind of been a long day. And I would really like to rest and maybe question her in the morning.
I thought we did rest. Did we not rest?
We did not rest.
We did not rest.
From
we literally pit stopped for Phoenix eggs, and I went, okay, peace. Got it.
Right. Yes.
We killed an angel like today, like an hour ago.
And we need to report the things that did happen. So yeah, that's why we're here. I will report, I will sleep, we will question.
Kind of wish you'd let me know that before the whole song of dance and getting into the room, but that's fine, I get it.
You said follow me! You are the queen! We follow. That's kind of you.
I think in group chat, Mara, did you forget to call the queen again before we showed up?
Didn't have the ability to call the queen before we showed up. It's been a long day.
I'm out of these things called spell slots. I don't know.
All right. No worries. In that case, yes. If you would not like to make the trip home, the second floor diplomatic suites are currently unoccupied. If you would like to go ahead and make yourselves at home there and take a rest for the night, I'll make sure that dinner/breakfast will be sorted for you as soon as possible.
Okay. So, would you like us to report after she's secured? Then we can tell you everything that went on, and you can tell us what's been going on.
I think I can go ahead and keep Parla here elsewhere for now. I can go ahead and bring them back into this room along with yourselves and hopefully Nawi. Once everyone is rested and ready, I can handle that part, don't worry.
So she doesn't want the report now. She wants it later. Got it. Gonna go leave.
Go ahead and take a moment for yourselves. It's probably a good idea.
Yeah. But Mara grabs tea and sandwiches as she's leaving. Like, it has been a freaking long day.
I was gonna say, we're taking this as room service. You know what? Actually, is there one of those like little like 3-tiered stands for like the
Oh
sandwiches?
yeah.
Okay.
Oh, you know.
Yeah, that one's just gonna take the whole thing.
Fair enough.
Like, she's not gonna bother with plates. She's just gonna take the whole thing. I'm bringing this to our rooms. We're gonna share.
Go ahead. Oh, actually, before I forget, one last thing. And she reaches down to like at her little bag on the side and is like, no, wait. Reaches into the small kind of like haversack that she actually has under her dress on the other side, rifles through that a bit and pulls out a pouch and hands it towards whoever would be the closest.
I nominate Hiroki as I have an armful of sandwiches.
$15,000 gold pieces. Should hopefully cover most of the travel costs, most of the perhaps other renovation costs, and cover the last couple of tasks that I have sent you on. Your help is incredibly appreciated, as I know that all of you have thrown yourself into life and death situations again and again. So consider this the first of a few back payments.
I can't believe we bullied Ray until we've never once been paid for our services. Every time Ray's like, it costs 40 gold. Ray, you've literally never paid us.
I mean, we got a
Happy to
fort.
be of service.
We did get
Your
a
Majesty.
fort, and we do have an endless wallet that is Mara, mysteriously. But also, holy crap.
It feels good to
This
hear
is
the
really
number,
heavy.
okay?
It does.
Just so you know, everyone.
Yeah.
Like, how big a sack are we talking about?
It could be in platinum pieces.
I
'cause
need to know.
Yeah.
Then it'd be like
maybe
just
platinum.
1,500 platinum pieces.
It's just 1,500 platinum pieces.
I mean, Hiroki, do you open it up to check?
Or is it all gonna be like?
I need to know how large this is in Hiroki's arms. Is this like Scrooge McDuck fills the bathtub
No,
level?
this is just a regular leather pouch.
Mars, like,
It's the coin purse of holding.
It's going-
Good. We can get more diamonds. I feel death coming on. And as she walks with her head out and walks out of the room.
I think Dawan is just going to look back at everyone. She's gonna be. I'm going to go make some chamomile tea, and stuff some of these sandwiches in her mouth.
That seems like a good idea. Afterwards, can someone take me a tour around the city?
I don't
We were
really
gonna
know
do
much
that last
about
time,
it.
and then we had to like go meet the queen.
I'll walk with you and we can find things.
I loved this journey for the two of you.
if
Yeah.
you want. I'm really tall, so I could see maybe farther.
Yeah, the last time we were here, I was told, oh, I should take a tour of the city, and then we got rushed to go see the Queen. So I haven't really seen the city. It's kind of a lot to take in.
Okay, let's go then. We can do that.
Although, should I shower first, or we did just kind of do a lot of fight and walk stuff.
That's what Mara was doing when we took our pit stop. Was taking a bath.
You took a bath during our pit stop and not like at the Queen's castle where I'm sure the freaking bathtub is the size of a small
She did
swimming
not
pool.
want to come in front of the queen all dirty like. It's that whole noble background thing, you know?
Okay, Dawan's official prescription for you is to take another bath in the swimming pool sized bathtub.
Mara takes another bath. Stuffs her face.
Some Epsom salts.
With tiny sandwiches.
I think Dawan's hanging out with you, honestly. She's putting Epsom salts in the bathtub, fucking lavender oil, like serving you tea, cucumber slices, taking the
And
cucumber
she will tell
slices
you
out of the sandwich.
about the nightmare that Ralia put upon her.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
No wonder. Okay. That one's yeah. No wonder you were in such a rush to come back and report.
I had to get out of that place.
I really hope that our next adventure takes us someplace bright and open and not in a tunnel or cellar or cave. But we're going to be all
Sure, it
together.
will.
It doesn't matter where it takes us. We're going to be together and we're going to be fine. We'll get through it.
We will get through it. I believe that. People just need to stay out of my head.
We'll get more rings. We'll put a ring of mind shielding on every finger of yours.
On every finger.
On every finger? You know, I heard toe rings are very popular. They're coming back into vogue. Put some toe rings on you.
Yeah, that'll be good.
Maybe
It was so bad.
maybe now he knows some mind tricks to help keep people out of
Maybe.
your head.
I was also going to talk to Logan.
They would also know how to deal with people inside heads. But I think right now, we're safe. We have a giant bathtub. I feel like Naui is knocking at my mind.
Is there a window where you are?
More than likely.
Yeah.
You actually hear pecking on the window.
Okay, this is better. This is a better outcome. I thought Naui was just gonna burst in through the window.
No.
It's like, no, we cannot fix another one of the Queen's windows.
No, you hear pecking on the window.
I turn to the window.
It's just a little like songbird that's like pecking at the window, and then it looks at you in the eyes and it pecks on the window some more.
I open the window.
It opens its mouth, and then in Naui's voice, hello, I thought I'd send a messenger to let people know I'm still okay. We are making camp for the night. We are making good time. We will see everyone in a few days. I will send another bird tomorrow when we make camp again, so you know we are okay. You cannot respond to this message. And then the bird flies away and because is no longer magically compelled to deliver a message.
I think Dawan's just standing there, like long after the bird has flown away at the open window.
is it just like the beak just opens. And then it's just
Mhm.
like the words come out without the
That's how I was imagining Animal Messenger.
That's how I'm imagining
It's that one
it
scene
now.
from Lilo,
Lilo
and
and
Stitch.
Stitch!
Yeah,
Thank
where
you.
he's got the claw on the recorder, just opens his mouth and the whole song plays out of it. Like
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love it.
I'm sure Dawn has seen Animal Messenger. I think it was just like the context of the conversation that we were having, and then a little songbird speaking in Naui's voice. She just kind of mutters in her breath, "Should I take an Epsom salt bath? Do I need a bath? I do need a bath. Do I like baths? I don't think I like baths."
So, where you are right now, you would have gotten to the castle probably at around about midday. So the group can either take an extended rest, wait until the morning, or you can take a normal rest and spend some time in the nightlife of Scythia. It is the group's call to make.
And the party go clubbing with Hiroki.
Never been clubbing.
I know the perfect person to show us around.
I think this is a yes.
We can go get Kata and go clubbing.
Naomi's not here, so there's not gonna be angry tension between Kata and Naomi.
Mara's like, yes, I need a distraction.
As your personal party cleric, once again, my prescription for you after the nice soothing Epsom salt bath and sandwiches is to kick back, relax, and enjoy yourself. And Hiroki wants to see the city. And Jacaranda wants to hear stories. And what better place to hear stories and experience the city
And in the bathroom of a club.
than in the bathroom
I'm
of a
losing my
club?
mind. I can't believe I'm missing the clubbing episode.
Oh no.
Austin, come sit here and watch us go clubbing.
Yeah. I was kind of thinking like we gotta get Nawi in here at some point.
No, we would not go clubbing.
No, I mean like
Oh,
in the episode.
No, Naui would go clubbing, but she'd just go find someone to club with a club. We're going clubbing. Okay, fucking knock someone out. Is that what you meant? Tell me I'm wrong.
screaming.
So as night falls, and we are going to touch a little more about the the events that transpire during this little journey for Nawi on Nawi's side, a little bit in the future. But there is something I do want to cover here for Nawi, in this episode with everyone else around. So as night falls, you set yourself up for camp. And thankfully, your skill with animals have meant that both the mounts and the journey have been absolutely fine. You indeed, as you said, have made good progress. You set yourself up. There's a few travelers that are still along the road that occasionally give you a polite kind of nod. But as you break off and kind of create your own camp away, take a moment to rest with Lupa. And there's a small, I've forgotten the name of the animal. Small chipmunk. There we go. A small chipmunk that drops from one of the trees and begins to slowly but with purpose make its way towards you. It's easy for you to spot with your passive perception in the corner of your eye. First thing you notice is not the creature itself, but the small array of bright green scales that seem to sit above its eyebrows and a bit further back across the sides of its head.
Can I help you?
The creature takes a few extra steps forwards and kind of perches itself on a nearby log before you see.
Do you need some food? Are you lost? And I'll break off like a piece of my bread I probably have because I'm a survivalist.
Wait, before we go any further, so now he was traveling with a giant wolf, a giant riskin, which is a lynx fox creature, a giant moose.
A chimerus.
Yes. Oh,
I love that every time Jesse forgets.
Eidolon? Right.
Oh no, it's like an owl
Oh.
griffin, isn't it? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Right, okay, an owl griffin, and what was Jacarando's mount? A lotus?
In orchid mantis.
An orchid mantis, right.
Giant orchid mantis.
In Vaka,
A
that's
moosive?
Tuesday.
I think the thing I was like, travelers nodding to me, I'm like, until they see the giant dragon skeleton, and then they're like,
Oh, right. Dragging a giant
I think it's not the mouth.
dragon skull.
Because I look like someone who would be traveling with animals, I think. I think it's the dragon skeleton that would, like, in this fiction for me, throw me off. Like, this makes sense with this. What in the fuck?
Like, nope.
Roll up the windows, kids. Roll up the windows. Roll up the windows.
There's some people that definitely do that. There's some people that are still super respectful, but they've got the look in their eyes of, like, if I'm polite, I'm not next.
Keep her hands where she can see them. Anyway, yeah, I asked this chipmunk if it's lost, wants some food. Can I help you?
They pause for a moment before taking a general look around at the area before the gaze fades and the small chipmunk here morphs and changes and takes on a more slightly spectral but humanoid shape. You hear, Nawi, it's good to see you safe. Sorry, I didn't mean to intrude on whatever this is, but you asked me to inform you of any more information I might have picked up during exploring some of my old notes, and your mother was worried.
Well, I'm perfectly okay. Definitely have not gotten very hurt multiple times, so I don't know why she'd be worried. What did you find?
I'm very glad that your mother isn't in the room right now. You were looking into things about that group. I don't remember their name, but I did pull a few favors with some old contacts in the Magicanum. Found out that a pretty significant set of notes went missing a good few months ago. Judging...
What were the notes about?
Synthesis, mostly. Fusing things together, not just creatures, but objects, powers, various different things. Considering what you told me about these individuals and how they operate, Again, I pulled a few more favors, and I got this. There's a small little like wrapped off, hastily wrapped sheaf of papers. There's a lot of things, a lot of words in here that don't mean a lot to me, but I grabbed the bundle just in case it was going to be helpful for you.
I try to take it. Not sure if it's like real for me.
As you reach out to take it, you see a small flash from your father's hands. There's this small kind of burst of energy as what was once this spectral scroll now becomes real in your hands. That's about the limit of how I can help right now, and this spell isn't going to hold much longer, so I hope it helps.
I am sure it will. I will make sure my friends get this. I have one. I guess two quick things. One, does the name Vilishta mean anything to you, or Veliki?
Neither ring a bell, unfortunately.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, that is okay. The other one is do not tell Mama. Do you have the seeds still for the flowers for the ceremony?
Yes.
Will
They were a
you
little trickier to procure than I expected, but we have plenty.
will you send some to that fort I live in now? Don't tell Mama.
I shan't tell them, no.
Okay.
I'll have them sent. Expect perhaps a couple of days. Things are a little agitated here. Nothing to
We-
worry about, simply just the information that you gathered worried some people, so we're just making sure that we're ready.
No, that is good. I don't know what is happening, but there is something from some other world or plane or something. I don't really get it. That is attacking this place. So just be careful, because they might be able to find all of you too.
Understood. You see the kind of direct, business-esque kind of mask fade for a second as they just say, I know that you're capable, but look after yourself.
I am very good at looking after myself, and I'm not good. Lupa's better at looking after me.
That much is true. Stay safe.
You too. Love you.
Love you too. The image fades as this small chipmunk sitting there, now without said scales, pauses for a moment before taking that piece of aforementioned bread and scurrying off back up a tree.
I think I just look at Lupa and the other. I feel like the other one's probably sleeping. And I look at Lupa and I just go over and I put the scroll in my pack that's on Lupa. We got to keep that safe. Mara and Dawan will know what to do if it's Well, I will take first watch, and then you get some rest, and I'll wake you up when I need some sleep. We have to make sure everybody gets home safe. Now, give her some like pets behind the ear and let her settle in for some rest. I'm gonna like probably post up in a tree for half the night.
Ari hops up there with you. Scoot over.
But
Sure enough,
yeah.
your rest is as restful as any other time outside is, usually, for you. Nothing of note, nothing of worry seems to come up for the rest of the night. We cut back over as time has been ticking. Stepping into the rest of the party here. What do we want to do?
We're having a party. That one puts on her. It's the same outfit that she usually wears. It's just
I was
it's just
like-
slightly nicer. It's not even slightly nicer. It's just cleaner. Just clean. All right. Hiroki needs to see the city. Mara needs a night off. Jacarino needs some stories to be told. And y'all need a chaperone. We're going out.
Let's go, club.
All right. You should have some fancier outfits still on you for the most part, other than perhaps Hiroki, depending on whether you decided to pack anything slightly snazzier.
That one doesn't. No, the only person that one would dress up for isn't here currently. So again,
Yeah, I mean nice as in like the stuff you would go out dancing with, not as in like we're going to a huge ball.
that's what Dawn put on was her slightly cleaner clothes.
And
She's
Jacaranda
chaperone.
doesn't wear clothes.
This is true.
Not really. I think I attempted at that one ball with the queen or something, but it was not like
You've got your cloak, right?
my cloak. Yeah.
Yeah,
Stazzy cloak.
your snazzy cloak and a very intricate woven top.
Mm. But yes, my original point was whether Hiroki would have a different outfit that they would like to change into for this, or whether they would just rock their usual. It's up to you.
I feel like it's a variation of his day-to-day travel stuff, but like in the same vein of, oh, the boots are actually polished. Oh, this scarf is, instead of it being, more of a utilitarian pale cream color scarf, this one, it's got a little sparkle to it. But in general, it's very similar to his day-to-day clothing, but just in slightly better condition, little bit cleaner, a little bit better repair. Maybe a little bit more colorful.
All right. Cool. With the party then sorted, what's your first port of call?
Let's go get Kata, and they will know where to go.
Okay. You head on over through the still slightly busy, but still definitely winding down market district. Wind on through back to Carter's place, and the insides are lit with some small kind of like soft candlelight. You see, looking through the window, the shadow of a dragonborn-esque individual in the back of the store, just kind of rearranging things by candlelight. The doors are still open.
Kata, are we interrupting a date? What's with the soft lights?
The head pops up, turns around. That green, like scale shine, reflects with the candlelight a little bit, and there's a moment of confusion, a moment of pause, and then a huge grin across his face as they say, "Oh, well, dates with yourself are just as important as dates with other people. Self-care is incredibly important. How can I help you, dear?"
Self-care is while we're here. We would like to experience the nightlife of Scythia, and I figured you are the person who would know.
Oh, well, welcome to my area of expertise. Good to see you all again. Good to see you all. And the numbers are a little different here.
This is Hiroki.
Hello,
He
nice to meet
joined
you.
us a couple weeks ago. I don't
You
know.
are
Time. What is time?
radiant, my dear. You are stunning. I love the look that you have about yourself. It's good style.
Thank you.
And yes, the other member of your party is currently in transit.
Yes, they she had to bring the mounts back. We kind of flipped back.
We had to get back quickly. Now we will be back momentarily. And do you really want Naui to be here if we're trying to take you out for a night of shenanigans?
I don't have any bad blood against her, even if she has a little bit of a personal problem with me. So she is welcome to feel exactly how she wants to feel, but I'm not going to let that change my viewpoint on any of you.
It's gonna be good vibes regardless. This just happens to be good
Most
vibes
certainly.
with you currently.
I know just the fun places to poke our heads into if we want something a little more interesting, a little more exciting. In fact, I know just the place. Give me just a moment. There's a big beaming smile as he slips into the back room. The door's closed. You can hear a very quick scurry up the stairs, some moving around up above, for just a few moments before bounding down the stairs and opening up to this beautifully, overly extravagant, like just like full green getup. Carter steps forwards and just right. How much of the town have you actually seen?
Well, actually, Waikata was up there. Mara would have turned to Hiroki and said, "So this is Kata's magic shop. He made the rings. So since we did just get paid, if there's anything you want to look at magically, he may be able to get for you.
But not tonight, because tonight is for fun and relaxing.
Right, tonight's for fun, but
Okay.
just wanted to let you know.
Good to know.
In the future, magic shop, Kata made the rings.
No business. Some business? No, no business. Stop it.
Sit down and have fun.
Why is no one having fun? I specifically requested it.
I specifically demanded it.
Yes, Carter steps out. Just how much of the town have you actually seen? I say town. How much of the city have you actually seen?
We've seen
Well-
a town's worth.
This is only my second time I've been here, and the last time was only like I was in the city for maybe 2 hours, so I haven't really seen much of it at all. I did hear something about tea, that there's really good tea somewhere, but I don't think it's a tea night. I think it's a bit more exciting of a night is the plan.
It's I want to forget my name sort of night.
Perfect. Well, in that case, let's head to the Rosary Theatre. There is a wonderful show happening tonight. There will be plenty of drinks. There will be plenty of dancing. There will be plenty of all sorts. Yes, I know it's a theater. It's just a venue. It's trust me on this.
It's a theater in name only. Is that what you're trying to say?
Essentially, for the most part, it handles shows, but not usually the kind of shows that play in the daytime. Off we go then.
Show us, lead the way.
Wonderful. And with a huge, just beaming smile, Carter will take point and lead you out of the shop. We'll go ahead and lock up and head on out into the city further. The trip is, for the most part, quiet. Carter will point out the occasional, like, oh yes, and this is this place. This makes this wonderful, like, just kind of boring-esque tour guide things, with the occasional like, and this is where I got into a fight with Jason. This wasn't a. We'll ignore that. Moving on, like just the occasional nonsense comment before you end up at the Rosary Theatre. This huge like red white building that does indeed look like it was a proper theater at some point in its life. It has kind of like the advertising awnings and stuff above. That seems to have been taken away. And instead, there is one kind of like taped red and black banner across the top that stretches all the way over. And across the top, it simply reads, "The night of your life." And stepping forwards, Carter will open the original, like, 2 front doors, and there's this small little holding area with 2 individuals guarding a second door. They're dressed in relatively nice armor, definitely more decorative rather than functional, holding weapons that, to be honest, also look more decorative than functional. One Goliath individual, the other a red dragonborn. The flank either side. They take one look at all of you very quickly and then take a look at Carter. They kind of roll their eyes a little, nod. The doors open up into this incredibly large, what is almost, I guess, very much a more traditional kind of like almost Wild Western inspired like stage piece. There's this huge kind of awning at the back creating this large show curtain. There's these 2 large wooden platforms that come out on the left and right, which connect to this large stage here. There is a large plinth that comes out. There's lots of fabrics that are kind of tied between the rooftop, creating this almost kind of like rippled ribbon effect. Immediately to the left of you, there is a bar actively serving drinks, and the place is full but not packed. There is definitely enough space to kind of, chat and maneuver, but it's also not dead. You can see a few individuals kind of excitedly running around, trying to talk to a few well-dressed individuals that are clearly staff of the place. There's a general kind of positive buzz around the area as Carter steps in and just, here we are. Absolutely wonderful to bring some friends and compadres in. Please, first round's on me.
If you insist.
Looks towards Jacaranda. What? I should have thought about this before bringing you along. Is there something I can get you that's, like, special at all?
Water?
Right. I'll go ahead and get you some water. Wonderful. Any particular requests, or would you just like me to surprise you?
Surprise!
I'll take some tea. Thank you. No, I will we established that that one doesn't particularly like to drink alcohol. She is here for chaperoning and good vibes.
Doesn't mean that Carter's response is going to be any different. However, Carter just kind of gives you a look and then just.
What about like really hard kombucha?
No, okay, yeah. Kombucha.
We can roll with kombucha.
Like 4% kombucha.
Like 3.6.
Looks towards Mara and Hiroki.
You
Anything
can
specific?
surprise me. Anything that will make me forget.
That's a little depressing, but I get it.
I'll take the sparkliest, fruitiest thing available.
All right, wonderful. Well, in that case,
I was gonna say,
I-
but I think Kata is spoken for.
all right, we're at that level of friendship. That's good to know. I will be right back. Oh, and you might want to see towards the front. I believe the show should be starting in just a moment.
Is anyone curious and also nervous about what this show is? Exactly. I have my suspicions, but I'm saying this after Carta has walked away.
Curious, yes. Nervous, no.
I trust Kata.
Well, I trust you, and you've introduced me to Kata, so I guess it'll be good. I am curious, though.
Well, let's find a seat up front and center.
As you make your way along and step through the people and the chairs that are set up here, you can slowly see some performers begin to filter onto the stage itself. You hear the slight metallic click as sections of the stage begin to rise and fall, creating this kind of multi-tiered stage ahead. These sections towards the side, these poles kind of come in from the ceiling and slowly jut themselves in place in the center of the circular section of the stage on either side. The performers kind of take their spots on one of the raised sections on either side and begin pulling out a collection of instruments. You can see up in the rafters behind you, there are two individuals also dressed in quite nice outfits that both have an orb in both hands and are using a collection of illusion magics and the orb in their hands to create this small sensory light effect that's kind of scattering across the entire room, basically creating like small little show lights of various different colors using their magics. You hear the hustle and bustle of people hurrying to their seats and hurrying to the small kind of like open sections that have been left for individuals to dance and party. And there is a sudden bang, a loud noise as this small silver pole comes up from the center just a couple of inches and lets out this small indoor firework. There's this beautiful cascade of colors as these sparkles both fill the room and seem to spread out and take on a life of their own for just a moment as they dance around both the air where they had exploded and into the audience. These few kind of little, almost like firefly-like sparks that kind of dance around people's heads for a moment before dissipating. You see two individuals step out from the curtain. One of them is a relatively burly individual, probably standing at about 6 foot, with a beautiful set of knee-high white high heels and this beautiful short-ish white dress, which comes up and kind of sits across the shoulders, and there's a slight kind of puffing as they have this beautiful, like, gold white hair that comes back and is tied around the front and also continues very clearly around the back. And you can see multiple patterns of what almost seems to be the night sky woven in. And as they step out and take the first stage here, they begin starting up a rather enthusiastic dance routine as members of the crowd, recognizing the face seemingly, begin to shout and cheer along and encourage. And as this individual steps to one side, the other silhouette begins to step forward, this time in a blue ensemble. Much longer dress, kind of sitting around the lower kind of leg where it ends. Very kind of very skin tight on a rather masculine figure. Very clearly works out. Definitely more kind of chiseled than the other individual. And is stepping out with these very long blue nails that seem to almost merge into the body paint that continues all the way up the arms and all the way up to the shoulders. There's this small kind of like tight, low V-neck cut shirt that continues up to this kind of blue puffed, risen hair that is kind of pulled back into just a streak across here. They also begin this little dancing advance, so to speak, across the stage as other people begin to recognize this face. They also begin to cheer. They also begin dancing. These two individuals suddenly stop their movements as they turn and look towards each other. There's slight smiles and a quick flex and a quick wink to the audience as they look back towards each other and begin this very obviously rehearsed routine as the drag show commences. You watch as
excellent.
they meet up in the center.
So where I feel like we should be throwing dollar bills. What?
Just got 15,000 gold, baby.
Just shower them in gold.
Make it rain.
Fucking pelting them with gold
Make
coins.
it hail, like just throwing coins.
Make it hurt.
You hear a few footsteps behind you as Carter appears behind you and chuckles towards all of you, looks towards the stage and just, that's more like it. Come on, and like gives a little bit of kind of like a jiggle and a wave towards them both. Turns towards you all, just, this is more like it. It's always fun to watch people express themselves and have an absolute blast doing it. Oh, water, kombucha. You asked to surprise you, so this is a Scythia sunrise, and hands you this, this kind of like orangey red liquid that has a small red and orange. Didn't think about that description when I was saying it. A red and orange that is like slotted into the side. Hands that over to you and just, and you asked for the sparkliest thing on the menu, right? Well, in that case, allow me to. Brings up this very it's almost like pink milk. That's kind of what it looks like, with these small kind of like silvery pebbles mixed throughout. Hands that over. It is incredibly sweet, even for my blood. So I hope it suits you just fine.
Just like,
The color matches, so I think it'll be just fine. It'll be do just great.
is it silver boba? Did Kata find silver boba?
I hope you get the chance to relax, sit back, and perhaps let your hair down a little bit.
Oh, that's
Or,
right.
you
My
know,
hair is
the
up. It's
opposite.
very long.
Yes, take the ponytails out and just let it free. Unless, you know, you're more comfortable with it up. That's also an option. But
Which do you like?
I Hmm. Trying to avoid a naughty entendre to someone I've just met. I prefer whatever makes people comfortable.
To comforts and friendship.
Most certainly. If we weren't friends before, we will certainly be after tonight. Brings up their own, obviously, very green, sparkly drink and clinks it towards yours.
Clink.
Immediately takes a very long gulp and smiles to themselves as they look across all of you. Just it's always good to rest, unwind, and take some
Have
of
a
the
good
weight
time?
off. Exactly. Take some of the weight off. Especially if you're in the adventuring business. I do not miss those days. Not in the slightest.
Yes, good. Taking weight off, resting is good. But also, I'm seeing people dancing, and y'all aren't dancing, and you, and Talon's going to point at Mara, need to unwind, so move it.
So Mara gulps down the Scythia sunrise and waves over a waitress. Just keep these coming. And then she goes out on the dance floor as her doctor prescribed.
As you begin to
Good,
move,
good.
Carter stretches out a claw. Just, if you'd rather dance on your own, you are, of course, more than welcome. But sometimes it helps to have someone else to lean on in case you've drunk a little too much.
Oh, come on, Kata. Let's see what you have, old man.
Ooh.
Oof.
Looks like he's about to go into like a full rant, and then they stop.
I mean,
Takes you along onto the dance
She
floor.
always
I mean-
teases him about his age because of that memory we saw. And it's like, that was like 1,000 years
I was
ago.
gonna say, I mean, does he have a leg to stand on here? No.
That leaves just the three of you back where you were. As the show continues, more performers end up stepping out and joining the chorus here. The music swells and continues. Some of the individuals are beginning to make their way towards the circular sections of the stage here and begin using the poles to great effect. Incredible core strength as just see Austin like,
I just
It is
imagine Dahlon's
exactly how you think it looks. It is 100% exactly how you think it looks.
making a list in her mind. Okay, so I'm going to need to give Mara this, this, and this in the morning. That hangover she's going to have.
Yeah. I think Dallin, like if we're staying here, if we're not venue hopping, then at some point she's going to switch out your drinks for juice. But at the moment, you are free to drink whatever you drink. I think if it's like the actual show, then she's not gonna, like, we're just gonna sit back and enjoy and dance. Down encourages Jack Rand and Hiroki to dance as well.
Hiroki will definitely dance.
I figured.
Jack is like
I thought you
sketching what is happening on stage, like in her little notebook, like with the pole, and then somebody's like around it, and then like an arrow, like strong legs or arms. Does pole move or only body?
Oh no.
I didn't know I needed Jacaranda to analyze pole dancing in this campaign, but I'm really glad she has. That is the perfect mental image in my head.
Like, how?
Oh, I just realized what Hiroki is gonna do when he starts dancing. He's gonna start casting dancing lights again, and basically kind of make a personal rave show around him.
Yes. You seem to attract the attention of some of the more eclectically dressed members of the audience as they stumble over and begin joining you. There is definitely some individuals here who have taken the chance to dress up a little bit. There's definitely also some individuals who've decided to give their own drag outfits a go and are dressed in very kind of elaborate and decorative items. Some of them just purely to look good. Some of them are definitely themed around certain things. But they are scattered both among the audience and on the stage as well. But yes, this light show definitely attracts some people's attention. And there is a mix of both individuals who are clearly drinking, having a good time, and there are also many, many, many other individuals who are just having a good time without as well. And with that, as the music continues during the night, the party continues to enjoy themselves, however that might look, whether that be venue hopping or staying where they are. Dewan?
I think at some point, I really wanted to get this out. I think at some point, Dawn's gonna pull a rando, plop him in front of or next to Jacker, and be like, "Hey, what's your life story?" Like, really, because it's a club, so it's like super loudly in their ear. Hey, what's your life story? That's it. I promised stories. I promised Jacaranda stories. I promised Hiroki a night around the town, and Mara needs drinks. There were no promises there. That was just a prescription.
Just like without a beat skip, just I was born in Wyndon about 30 years ago, and, to a nice family, and perfect. But yes, as the party continues and the night begins to come to a close, and a good few hours away, Nawi and Looper are finding their rest, taking turns watching and getting ready for the journey that may take them.
So at some point, does an animal messenger fly into this drag show to tell Dewan, okay, we are setting up camp now?
Maybe, possibly, perhaps. Yes, definitely. We'll go ahead and end the session on that wonderful image. And we'll go ahead and give people a chance to plug what they would like to plug before we go ahead and say goodnight here and hand you off to some other folks. I'm going to start with Austin.
Me, hi, my name is Awesome. Pronouns are he, they, she. You can find me over on Twitter at Telescalsness, at Sailor, SCT Austin. I just forgot the middle of my outro. I'm an award-winning game designer, performer, writer, and friend. Find me over on Twitter, TikTok, or Hive as Telescott Austin to know what I'm up to.
Rochelle.
Hi, I'm Dragon Gem here on Twitter, Dragon Gem here on Twitch, the Dragon Gem on Twitter.
Are we okay? Are we all
I
right?
was drinking, sorry. You can catch me on my own channel on Sunday afternoons at 3 Mountain Time. I stream lots of puzzle games. I'm here every Monday. I am Dragon Gem on Hive, but I haven't really gotten into using Hive on a regular basis yet. But yeah, that's me.
Jesse.
Hi, I'm Jessie, Jahus the Moose on the interwebs, and I do art things, and I post about art things on my Behance, behance.net/Jessie Wyrick. I don't know. I'm not going to bother spelling it out. Go to my Twitter and find out how to spell my last name.
Ellis.
I am so much geek, SEW much geek. I mostly post on Instagram when I make things anymore. So that's probably the best place to find the things I'm doing and up to right now. And yeah, just go to, it's the same, it's just so much geek on Instagram. So
And Akemi.
Hi, I'm Akemi. I just played Hiroki, your magical girl hot boy warlock who, sparkles and dances. You can find me anywhere on the internet that I exist at Ninja Penguin AM. I make games, I play games, I do stuff.
Fantastic. As always, support all of these wonderful people in all that they do. Hi, I'm Ray. You can find me at RedMageRay on Twitter. I am a professional GM and content creator in the TTRPG sphere. You'll usually find me here doing this with these wonderful people every Monday. I'm also in a few other games here, there, and everywhere. I was just recently at AceCon, where I was part of a panel about being Ace and why it matters. There was a whole bunch of fantastic panels that day that I would absolutely love for you to go ahead and check out and to support some fantastic marginalized communities. That's kind of it at the moment. Working on some stuff in the background, so keep an eye on the Twitter for that. That's pretty much it. Yeah, you can catch us here next week doing the same thing. With that, we'll go ahead and let you know. Hang on, one thing, Friends Who Roll Dice thing, I needed to go ahead and bring up. Hey, go check out Siren Song. It's our other show that's here at the moment. It is well, one, blooming fantastic, and two, also on YouTube. So go ahead and check out our YouTube at Friends Who Roll Dice to catch up on the other episodes, and yeah, go ahead and support the cast. They are bloody fantastic. That's the only other thing I needed to mention. There we go. We're gonna go ahead and share the love that you have sent us elsewhere. Thank you so much for watching. Thank you so much for being here. Take care of yourselves. Medicate, hydrate, all that good stuff. We'll go ahead and see you next week. Take care and keep moving forward. Bye.